everyone, and welcome to the African EV podcast. Today, we are talking about energy, and to be very specific, the West African energy sector. And we have here as our special guest, Ebou Boye, who is the president, I would say, of the solar professionals of Ghana. Boye, welcome to the African EV podcast.
Senior, thank you. Nice having me on your podcast.
It's our pleasure. So, Boye, can you tell us a bit about yourself? How did you get into the solar industry?
Thank you. My name is Ebou M. Boye, as he rightly just said. In short, they call me Mr. Boye. I'm a Gambian currently studying in Ghana, and I'm the founder of Solar Professional. And our motto is building skill for sustainable development so that we can network and learn and see our best practice in the industry. And I have been in the solar industry. I started from a solar company, one of the oldest solar company in the Gambia called GAM Solar Energy. They are involved in design, installation, and maintenance of renewable energy for solar products. And they are into solar water pumping system, solar home system, etc. So I started from 2009 as a solar technician with GAM Solar to 2014, and after I moved to the Gambia Port Authority as an auto electrician from 2014 to 2015, and currently I work with the Gambia Public Utilities Regulatory Authority, PURA, as the Electricity and Renewable Energy Officer. Thank you.
Okay, so that is how you got into the solar industry. In other words, you started from the private sector, then you transitioned into regulation, and somewhere along the line you got into advocacy also. How will you describe the state of Gambian energy with respect to accessibility, affordability, and reliability?
Yes, the Gambia energy sector is like any other energy sector in Africa. As I said, I work with PURA, and we have a renewable energy law in our country to encourage people to invest in the energy sector.
Okay.
Laws and policies that will encourage people to go into green energy.
How does that law translate into practical terms? So I'm a Gambian, I'm staying in Gambia. I think the capital is Banjul, right?
Yes, please.
So I'm in Banjul. How likely am I to have access to the electricity grid? And if I'm connected to the grid, is there enough electricity available? Number two. And number three, in terms of how much I have to pay, is it affordable? And number four, if I now want to do solar, okay, either because it is the grid is too expensive or I don't have access to the grid, what are the barriers that you see for people to do solar?
Anyway, if you look at energy as a whole, we can categorize them into we can group them into different categories. Okay. We call the off-grid, the grid tie, the net metering, the fit-in tariff, and the power purchase agreement. So we can categorize them into 5. Off-grid, that is the standalone. Grid tie, you are connected to the grid. Net metering, fit-in tariff, and the power purchase agreement. So it depends on a specific country. The capacity of a net metering, for example, it can be from 20 kilowatt, you go for net metering, more than 20 kilowatt, you go in for fit-in tariff, and around 1.5 megawatt upwards, you go for a power purchase agreement. So as I said, the industry the market. There are opportunities in the renewable energy market, but mostly small people, small companies, they are really much interested in the standalone system. For example, a rural country where the grid does not reach yet, people want to have solar at their home so that they can able to have lighting and also watch TV, etc. Like I'm a village boy, so in our home, what we are having solar home system. We don't so that we can able to watch TV and etc.
Okay. So, I don't think answering the question the way I wanted you to, but let me paraphrase. If you pick the solar industry in, because the solar professionals, you have branches in Ghana, Gambia, and Senegal, I think, right?
Yes.
So if you look at,
yes, as I said, Solar Professional Network Hub, we have a hub in Ghana, a hub in Gambia, and a hub in Senegal. So we have 3 hubs in these 3 countries.
Okay. So if you look at these 3 markets, in terms of customer usability, let's look at it from the point of the residential consumers, the commercial and industrial consumers, and then the grid systems, or the big one that the power purchase agreement or power company is doing. When we look at the residential consumers, which market shows more promise? Is it Ghana? Is it Gambia? Is it Senegal? And why? And what is also preventing the ones that are slow from adopting at a faster rate when it comes to solar?
Yes, as I said, it depends on the level of penetration in that country. For example, if a country penetration in renewable energy is high, or for example, their access to electricity is high, it means you will have lots of people going in for solar. But if their access to electricity is low, it means people who want to have access to electricity will go into renewable. So it depends on the level of penetration in that specific country.
So let's use the example of Ghana, Gambia, and Senegal, because you have people who are working in all these countries. Can you use these specific countries to explain to us what you see on the ground?
Yeah, what I've realized, remember, it's a networking hub. So what I realized from our networking platform, like the Ghana Solar Professionals or the Senegal or Gambia, you said to read that there are more demand in the Ghana market compared to Senegal and Gambia. And I think it has to do in terms of population. Because if you look at the population of Ghana, let's say it's twice that of Senegal. Because let's say, so I think it has to do in terms of population of the country. Really? From my own point of view.
Okay. I'm just looking at Senegal here right now. Senegal, the population of Senegal, right?
Yeah, I think it's around 15 million, if I'm correct.
I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the figures here to verify. Oh, it's actually 16 million. So you're right. You're right. I'm sure Gambia is like 2 million or so.
So now you look at, for example, now if you look at also the renewable energy, this thing in terms of solar, compare Ghana to Nigeria, you can see to read that Nigeria is higher because in terms of population. So I think, as I just rightly said, the issue of a population is a factor here, and also the level of the energy penetration in a country.
I'll just finish a discussion with John from Kenya. Okay. Yeah. And he was telling me that in Kenya, what is happening is that, of course, they have accessibility, and then there's a generation 2, but people are actually leaving the grid. Yeah, to go off grid because of affordability. Of course, there are people who are not already on the grid, So as for them, they will prefer to go solar if they can afford. But then there are also people who are on the grid currently who want to go off the grid. So you see that apart from availability of the grid energy, affordability too seems to be a big factor. What do you have to say to that from your experience? In Gambia, for
Yeah,
example, is it more affordable for people to go solar?
no, that's why I just want to, I think let me use this opportunity to mention the 7 benefits of solar, for instance.
Okay.
In the 7 benefits of solar, it can reduce or eliminate your electricity bill. Solar can reduce or eliminate your electricity bill. It can give you a return on investment. It can also help you to protect against rising energy cost. It can increase your property value. It can protect the environment, and also is a demonstrate a commitment to sustainability. And the last one, it can stay competitive. So for example, if you feel my electricity bill is high, I can have an alternative source of energy by going in for solar. If I go for a standalone and divide my load into essential and non-essential, if my next electricity bill comes, it is going to reduce, because mostly now people use prepaid meters. So you have that option as an individual to have an alternative standalone system so that it can help to reduce your electricity bill. As I just said, protect against rising energy cost.
This is
So
what you're talking
those are,
about. This is what you're talking about is not using batteries, it's just the solar panels. Because it's not essential services, right?
sorry?
I'm saying the system you're talking about in this instance is just the solar panels without battery, without storage.
No, with storage. I'm saying this is my apartment.
Okay.
I'm paying, let's say, 3,000 CDs to ECG or 300 CDs to ECG.
Let's call it dollars.
Yeah, let's call it dollars, for instance. I had the opportunity to put 2 solar modules on top of my roof, have a battery and an inverter, and divide my house into 2. The ones with now ECG and the one that I run on my solar, and I can call it essential and non-essential, so that I'm able to reduce my cost, how much I will be paying for my prepaid meter.
Okay, so in this instance, what is on the grid? Is it the essential that is on the grid or the non-essential?
Let's say the essentials, if you may call it. It depends on your preference, the way you want to categorize it.
Okay.
Yeah. So now your bill will reduce. So that's why it can help you to protect against rising energy cost. Is one of the benefits of going solar. So as I mentioned, the 7, reduce or eliminate your electricity bill. Solar can give you return on investment. It can protect against rising energy costs. It can increase your property value, protect the environment, demonstrate commitment to sustainability, and stay competitive. Let's say you have an estate and you want to, let's say you have an estate and you want to sell a house, for instance, or you have a compound, you want to sell it. The value of your compound, if you're having 30 solar modules there with an inverter and etc., will increase compared to a compound that doesn't have a system.
Because?
Yeah. And also, the notion, what we talk about solar, we call it the beliefs or the conspiracy about renewable. Some people would be saying that solar energy is too expensive. If you compare, you are running a generator, for instance. You have a generator in your house. Let's say you have a barbing salon. You are running a Tiger generator. If you use solar, the average cost of fueling and maintaining a generator at the end of the year is more than the price of a solar module. And some people said solar panels do not work when it's cloudy. As an engineer, when you are designing a system, you should factor what we call your days of autonomy. you can factor a day or two that if there would be no sun, you call those days as your days of autonomy in your design. So that if there's no poor radiation day, your autonomy days will help you to come in. And some people also said it requires maintenance. Remember, the maintenance in solar is simple. Solar does not have moving parts, so maintaining a solar system is very easy. Pouring water on the module and cleaning. So those are small maintenance. And also some people said it's unreliable. If a solar panel can serve you for 20 years, I think that is reliable. A 20 years lifespan, or even 25 years. So those are all opportunities in the solar sector. So those are the belief people have. But for us in the industry, as advocate and promoting the market, these are things that these are the notions we want to tell them. No, it's not the case.
You know, you said a lot of things about the benefits of solar and the barriers that people have, as in the general market when it comes to solar. I want to interrogate some of that a bit further. Okay. For example, when you talk about solar can increase the value of your home, you can get a return on investment when it comes to solar, and you can eliminate your electricity bill. Essentially, you're talking about costs. Is that also? You're talking about the costs of the system. Now, if let's use a case of a generator in a solar system, right?
Yeah.
If let's say the solar system at the end of the day is 5 times more expensive than the cost of buying a generator, a single unit. All right, to power my same house, the generator I will need, and then the solar system I will need. The solar system is 5 times more expensive. Of course, after I install it, the cost of maintenance and running it is low for the solar system. But for the generator, it's high because it's a mechanical system. So there are the moving parts, it needs to be maintained. Also need to be buying fuel.
The wear and tear.
So that logic is clear. But if at the end of the day, the purchasing price of the solar is $1,000, but the generator is $200. Okay, and I have only $300. Obviously, I will go for what I can afford out of the pocket, even though over time I know I will end up spending more, because maybe every month or so I will buy fuel $30. I don't know. I'm just giving an example. I hope you understand what I'm saying. So the initial costs to purchase a system is a huge factor. Now, we know that the cost of the solar panels and co are reducing. However, I want to ask you, are they from business models like, I was talking to John today, he was talking about M Copper, where it's a lease, a pay-as-you-go model. So the system is $1,000. Every month you pay maybe $100 until you are finished paying for the entire system. Then the system becomes yours. Do you have such solutions? Because such a solution also means that the company must have some capital base to pre-finance the equipment and all that.
Yes, I have seen currently in Gambia what they call Solar Multifunctional Platform, SMFP. It's a business model.
Solar Multifunctional
Platform, SMFP.
Okay.
It's a business model that a solar company is doing in the Gambia in partnership with the EU.
Okay.
So also, as I told you, I was privileged to be a part of, to work with Jeff Unido on a project where we are promoting youth and women entrepreneurs. So these are women and youth who are doing business but have challenges in having funding. So this was a project that we work with Unido to make sure we help them to have to benefit from those kind of projects. So there are a lot of things happening, but I think also, let's go in a typical, for instance, your mobile phone, for instance. Buying a mobile, it is more expensive buying the phone than sustaining the phone by buying data and buying airtime, etc. Which one is more expensive?
What is the initial acquisition?
Let's take it down in a layman point of view. You see,
So
to read that some
purchasing
people
cost.
will buy an expensive. It's more expensive.
Of course.
Good. Yeah. So you see people carrying an expensive phone, but what is more important is sustaining the phone by able to be buying, able to have money to buy data. So
Okay.
there are a lot of things going on in the industry, but I think awareness also is a key here. People need to be updated. As the saying goes, if you are not updated, you will be outdated. So we at Solar Professionals, we are there to create awareness for people to know the benefits and the opportunities in the sector, even in terms of job creation.
Okay.
We have seen what happened in the COVID-19, that communities that did not have access to electricity, now during the COVID-19, they are able to have solar in hospitals, etc. So this will tell you the importance of solar system. So COVID-19 has really shown the opportunities in the renewable energy industry, especially for rural communities in Africa, where they can able to use solar for one or two things, like lighting and also.
I think that maybe from the way you are talking, we will try and arrange a panel where you and John, we can talk together. I think the conversation will be very interesting. Okay. Now.
And let me use this opportunity to also inform you that 15th of July every year is World Youth Skills Day. 15th of July every year is World Youth Skills Day.
That's 3 days from now.
Yes, so I'll be having a platform, and if I will be having any event, I will be able to share it on your platform. Because that's the aim and objective.
I think we'll link it to the video description below. You see the link to the event that the boy is talking about. So if you're interested, please just go down below in the video description. You will see it there. For those of you on the AfricaNEV platform, it will also be posted there for you. All right. Please continue.
Yeah. And also, I can use this opportunity that if anybody want to follow my social media handle, I'm on LinkedIn, on Twitter, and also you can like my page, Solar Professionals.
Yeah, we'll link all of that below. So it will be very easy for you if you're watching this video to follow Boye. And in case you want to join any of the Solar Professionals groups, it has been very helpful. I am actually a part of the Solar Professionals Ghana. So just follow the link below. Ghana, Senegal, Gambia, or in case you want to help to be started in your country, just get in touch with Boye and you can start that conversation. Boye, I can see from the conversation, the example you gave me, for example, that in Gambia, this model of a pay-as-you-go is being sponsored by the EU. What about the local, the African solar companies? Are they able to, by and large, implement a system like this? Because, I mean, African companies, most of them will not be as well capitalized to so that they are buying equipment and then pay for it upfront, install it, and let the customers pay the payment over time.
Yes, I just mentioned about the solar multifunctional platform. I'm not sure whether it's a pay-as-you-go model, but what I see is a multifunctional platform through Fundema with the EU.
Yes, so that's why the EU is backing the project financially. Okay, I'm talking about the project that there is no, let's say, EU backing or whatever. So let's say my company, Guard Solar Installers, all right, we are into solar projects. My question is, a company like mine, that is an African-owned and run company, all right, do you see some of such companies also doing such a model?
Like
Have
when
you
I
seen
foresee
some?
them doing such a,
Have you
I have
seen
not
them
seen it.
practically? Okay, okay,
No, I'm not seeing it, but I'm sure it's something that is possible.
okay. Oh no, it's possible,
What is
all right. But I want to
yeah.
know whether you personally have seen some like that, because it's quite important. Anyway, I want us to move the conversation to a very, very important aspect. I believe, in fact, it is the main reason why we wanted you on the platform. Training. I remember talking to one of our members from Benin, and he was very categorical in that in Benin, a lot the general population don't have a good mind about solar. Why? When solar was being introduced into the country, a lot of the installers, one, use substandard equipment. So they kept the equipment gets developing faults. So keep developing faults. I hope you get what I'm saying.
Yes, please.
And number two, a lot of the people to their knowledge was not up to spec. So bad equipment, bad knowledge base equals
2 in 1.
unreliable service. How is your group? First of all, how do you see the knowledge base, the skill set of the professionals? Because you are dealing with all manner of professionals from at least these three West African countries. Will you say that it is, generally speaking, average, good, poor, excellent, or whatever? How will you rate it?
Yes, so I will just start by saying, as the saying goes, garbage in is garbage out.
Okay.
Garbage in is garbage out. And efficiency, if you want to measure your efficiency, is the output over the input times 100%. So that's the way to measure your efficiency. So as the name implies, and what we are doing at Solar Professional is building skills for sustainable development. You just mentioned a solar panel, the installer. Now, if I have a good inverter, and let's say a Vectron inverter, but me, the installer, I miss the polarities. You know, the inverter will get burned. So it means these three people should work together. The installer should know it should be technically inclined, but also where he buys the product should be of quality. So remember, at every country, Ghana, we have the Ghana Standard Authority. And in Gambia, we also have the Gambia Standard Authority. Okay. So as solar professionals, some of our platform, we have people who are from the standard board or who are from the standard authority. So we work with them, and also they're in the platform. They can send you a message by saying, Charlie, can you just look at X, Y, and Z? But for us as individuals also, we are using technology like webinars. We have been seeing a lot of online webinars on the platform that people can join to learn about skills and to make sure that standard is not compromised in the industry. We also have academia who can publish research papers on those platforms, etc. So we are working as a team to make sure that the technician is not a so-called technician, but also the equipment he is using is of standard. I just agree, at ECRI level also, ECWA Center for Renewable Energy and Energy Efficiency, they have exams, both theory and practical, where they can satisfy you to be a certified installer in the solar system. So at ECRI level, these are one of the solutions to the problem happening. And A pilot project was done in Senegal with ECRI, and one was done in Ghana. And I think many of it would be done to capacitize technicians to be satisfied before they are just asked. And also what the Ghana Energy Commission is having for installers. So these are all measures to make sure that people in the industry are equipped with the right skill and mindset.
So will you say that the standards are being enforced? Because I have also heard stories like this in Ghana. I mean, a number of African countries have heard stories, such horror stories, where people decide to go solar and but only to learn that the equipment is either not so good or the installation was done wrongly. Like, in fact, right now, as I was the conversation we were having before with John, he was giving an example where somebody can do a solar installation and it was a grid tie system, right? So the people notice, the consumer noticed that their energy bill was not going down. You couldn't see a change, even though they don't have solar systems. So they called his people, his team, to come and investigate the installation, only for them to realize that they have the wrong voltage. So the job was basically cost 90. That is basically somebody who doesn't have enough technical know-how who can do that job. All right. So how are standards being enforced? Of course, as a regulator, you can come on a solar professional platform and talk about the this equipment doesn't meet the standard. This ought to be done this way and all that. But on the ground, have you seen maybe regulators going to check people's works, certification before you are allowed to maybe call yourself an installer or for your company to go out there? Are there certification processes and are they working? Do they vet people's works?
Anyway, I don't want to be a mouthpiece of them, but what I would just want to say here is you even saw that solar hand wash that was done in Ghana, the automatic solar hand wash. It was certified by the Ghana Standard Authority. So these are measures to show you the partnership between the private and the public sector to promote the energy industry. And I also make mention of ECRI, where they give exams to people and they will be satisfied on both theory and practical. You even saw somebody shared his certificates on the platform. And also on the solar professional, we have people from ECRI who are watching what we are doing. And also some of them will be sending in messages to comment how we can improve on the platform, etc. So a journey of 1,000 miles begins with one step. So we are moving on and we are seeing at the end of the day, sustainability is a key and we are working to achieve it. And coming together is a beginning, working together is a process, but achieving together can be success to all and success to our continent and success to Africa for clean and sustainable energy.
Wow, that was beautiful. Thank you very much, Ebou, for giving us your time. It has been an interesting conversation.
I just also want to add that I'm a student at the Regional Maritime University, and Regional Maritime University is a 5-member state university that Sierra Leone, Liberia, Ghana, the Gambia, and Cameroon. So if you are there, you had your degree in electrical engineering, you want to do your master's in renewable energy, Regional Maritime is the place to be. And also, if you want to be an engineer that can work both offshore and onshore, come and do your degree at the Regional Maritime University. And you can visit our website at www.rmu.edu.gh. It's a global recognized university here in Ghana, Accra.
Wow. I think your school must pay you a commission for.
No, I think, yes, I'm an alumni, or I can say I'm a student of the university. So
Okay.
I owe them I owe them that obligation because I'm here and I'm learning, and it's an opportunity to share with people. And also, as I told you, I'm a member of IEEE,
Okay.
Institution of Electrical Electronic Engineers, and I'm a member of their Power and Energy Society, Power and Electronic Society, Transportation and Electrification. So if you are there as a student, please, it's an opportunity to be a member of IEEE, and you just go to www.ieee.org. Or if you have any challenges to be a member, just send me a message. I'll show you the ways of joining. And I use this opportunity to extend my greeting to Dr. George, the chairman of IEEE Ghana section, and also my lecturers at the Regional Maritime University and my institution, Gambia Public Utilities Regulatory Authority. Thank you.
You're welcome, my dear. Have a
And
very nice
also,
day.
all the executives of Solar Professional, the Ghana section, the Senegal section, and the Gambia section. So our executives are the people, are the group admin. So anybody who is a group admin is an executive. And also, let's learn and share best practice. We are not politicians, we are technicians, and we are advocating and promoting the energy sector.
Okay. Thank you very much.
As part of the SDGs, the Sustainable Development Goal 7, clean and sustainable energy and affordable energy.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Anyway, Boye.
Thank you for having me. And thank you for your time. Have a good Sunday. I'm grateful.